Donald Trump's campaign is dying. It's dying before it's even been born. Or I guess it barely was born and now it's already dying. On foxnews.com, on their online publication, Liz Peek wrote an opinion piece ripping into Donald Trump. If Fox News is turning on you, whew, you're in bad political waters if you're someone like Donald Trump. Here's what Peek wrote. Herschel Walker, the Heisman Trophy winner who led the Georgia Bulldogs to a national championship in 1982, just wrote Donald Trump's political obituary. Walker lost his bid to replace Georgia's incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock, handing Democrats in that chamber a critical majority, a majority which will enable Joe Biden to appoint more judges, enact more legislation, and put in place more appointees willing and able to carry out his far-left agenda. Obviously, that character, you can see this writer is not necessarily a raging liberal, but still has this take, even when she thinks Biden's agenda is far left. Walker was endorsed by former President Trump, having suffered the rare humiliation of failing to win a second term in the Oval Office and having cost his party a majority in the Senate 3 times. It is time for Donald Trump to step away from politics. It is the right thing to do for his party, for the country, and for himself. That is brutal when it comes from a conservative writing on Fox News. Very much would hurt Trump's feelings. And then I saw out of CNN a report about how allies around Trump are just really confused at how weak and energyless his campaign has been since his announcement. Take a look at this. Back in 2015, Donald Trump's first campaign rally in Iowa as a contender for the Republican presidential nomination came just 10 hours after he declared his candidacy in New York. The following day, he was across the country in New Hampshire with plans to visit South Carolina before the end of his first week. But 7 years later, and nearly 3 weeks into his 2024 presidential campaign, Trump has yet to leave his home state or hold a public campaign event in an early voting state. Trump's disengaged posture has baffled former and current allies, many of whom experienced firsthand the frenetic pace of his 2 previous White House bids and who now say he's missed the window to make a splash with his 2024 rollout. The uninspiring launch of his supposed political comeback comes as his campaign appears to be operating on autopilot with few signs of momentum or enthusiastic support from donors or party heavyweights. This is not how you start a successful presidential campaign. This is the sign of a very weak, very, as the word they used, uninspired and unenergetic and unsupported campaign looks. And that's good news for the country. I hope that, as they say, kind of when you back something into a corner, it's most dangerous or something like that. Or when a snake's dying, it bites harder. I don't know. Something. Trump's end as a political relevant figure is going to be nasty. He's going to go out in flames, which is good for breaking down kind of the strength of the Republican Party. And hopefully at some point, it'll develop back into something even within the wide realm of reason that we now have to accept. So if DeSantis sees all of this and says, Trump's weak and I'm going to announce, that doesn't mean that Trump is going to just accept that. He's going to go hard and damage DeSantis a lot as well, presumably. And so watching that is going to be so entertaining. But either way, a weaker Donald Trump is a better America. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.